Okay. Just a few words to say hello. I am Jose Francisco Garcia, the coordinator of this project for ID, and I want to only to say hello. I would like to give you a very warm welcome to Circoax program and the Circular Booster project to everyone. I'm the head of the ID Innovation Lab, and we are very happy to work with in this project with partners like the Circular Project, Dissemination, TextForce, Innova, and Circulab, the members of the Circular Booster Consortium, and we are really excited to work with you, to all the members of the consortium are ready to work hard to help you make your ideas come true. We are sure that you will achieve it, and your projects will contribute to improving better processes in a sector that urgently needs it. And we think it's time for action. It's time to think, but it's time to do things, to action, and to work hard to improve better ideas in our environment. Just only to say hello and congratulations, everyone. We are very happy to start this program, and that's all. Sharam Jalda will explain you a little more about the project and its objectives, and also the different partners of the consortium will explain you another details of this program. Welcome again. Thank you, everyone, and let's work. And I hope we will see you not in a not virtual session as soon as possible. Thank you. Sharon?
Yes, I need to be able to share my screen. If you can just help me. Let me see if I can do it now. Yeah, I'm trying to be able to share my screen.
No.
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 I'm not able to share the screen. Let me see how I can do that. Maybe I had to join on a different link. Hello?
Yeah, it's possible the test.
Let me try again. Now I can share my screen. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so I'm sharing with you. Okay, hi everyone.
Yes.
And yes, great. So as Jose Fran was saying, it's a very exciting moment for us because since we got the grant in the last year, we've been setting up the program and we've been doing the evaluation. We've been doing the onboarding, now finally. So we have all of you here. So just tell you a little bit about this program and how it started. A year ago, we were given the grant, and the Circular Inno Booster is the project that's funded by the COSME program, which is for the competitiveness of SMEs in the European Union. And this project was particularly focused on fashion and textile industry, which, as we know, is a highly polluting industry from both the production side and also the consumption side. If we can mute the microphone, and I'll turn off my mobile as well. So one of the things about this program was to support 30 SMEs in partnerships together So the 30 SMEs that were selected finally are with us today. And the partnerships, the idea was to collaborate between different organizations. So one of the main purposes of this project is to promote innovation in sustainability and circularity, and what we call towards a regenerative culture in the textile and fashion industry. But the regenerative culture is about collaborating, is about creating a new kind of economy. And even to go further, as you can see with the new European Bauhaus, for example, is to create a new kind of culture and society. So how do we collaborate together in a different way? So within 2 years, this particular project has a funding of 1.128 million euros. And it's co-financed by the European Commission. 75% of everything we receive is co-financed, and 100% of the funding that you receive is financed by the European Commission. So that's being co-financed by the partners here, and to allow you to get 100% of the 12,000 euros, but also of the actual support you're getting. So it's not just the financial support, but it's also all the expertise that you see in the room here and beyond this room are a lot of experts in fashion, in textile, in business, in marketing, communications. That's being brought together by the partners who are the, you will see here, the Istituto European of Design. Istituto Europeo di Design is the origin in Italian organization, but also present in Spain, in Madrid, Barcelona, and Bilbao, but they are also very widely spread in Italy and Brazil. We have Tex4, which is a confederation of the textile industry, the most important confederation of textile industry in Spain, highly active also at European level, especially in circular economy and sustainability agenda and regulations and all the upcoming things, the latest that's happening in the industry. We have Finova as our communication and dissemination partner, but also for making connections in Brussels. They are in Belgium and in Spain as well. So they help us connect with the institutions, with all the relevant parties at the European level, and communicate, help you communicate your project as well. So you can collaborate with them to help you communicate your project. We have Circulab, who are experts in circular business model design, circular analysis of your value chain, and so on. We have the Circular Project in collaboration with Human Nation, who are leaders. A Circular Project has a very progressive approach to designing what consumption and production in fashion is, and promoting communication and basically the best practices in circular economy, working together with us in Human Nation. And we are trying to bring in the purpose-driven organizations and impact into organizations to work together, the companies to work together in partnership to create a new economy that is sustainable and help us address the societal challenges we're now facing in terms of the environment and also social challenges. So thank you very much. And I now pass it so that we can go into a bit more details of the program and for you to participate as well. Thank you.
So thank you, Sharon, for this briefing. We are going to start with the presentation of all the whole program. It is nice to meet you all. My name is Natalia, and I am in charge of the communication and dissemination of this project. I will share with you my screen with a brief presentation of each partner of this project so that you have an overview of all the activities and experience that you will get through them. So let's see if I can share my screen. So me check. There you go. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Perfect.
Yes.
Okay, so we will give the floor to the leader of the project. So it is the AED. There you go.
Thank you very much, Natalia. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Mercedes Marin. I'm project manager at the Innovation Lab of the ID. And, well, I'm going to present you in 2 minutes the role of ID in the project and something else about us. Please, could you? Yes, thank you, Nuria. Well, ID is the European Institute of Design, which is, as you can see on the screen, a design school of Italian origin with more than 50 years of training in design, fashion, visual communication, and management in 3 countries. In Spain, as Sarah said before, in Madrid, Barcelona, and Bilbao, and also Italy and Brazil. Inside the ID, there is the Innovation Lab, which is the Spain headquarters laboratory of innovation. What we do at the Innovation Lab is to develop activities that aim at academic innovation, design research, transversal innovation, on the one hand for the ID, and on the other hand for companies, public institutions, and other organizations. You have already met Jose Fran Garcia, who is the head of the Innovation Lab. The experience of ID, as you can see, is an experience in research, innovation, and development activities in these areas: cultural identity, territorial activation, inclusive design, circular fashion. That's why we are here in this project, human digitalization, and new business model. And, regarding our contribution to the program, our role is to design and coordinate this program together with the rest of the partners, but ID as lead of this part of the project. And we also contribute with individual sessions with experts and coaches. You can see on the right of the screen our mentors, Cristina Otero and Carlota Aguirre, who will be some of the coaches, and also Ignacio Prieto and Javier Maceda, who will be coaches and experts as well. They are going to prepare courses on digitalization and also on technical and product development. And we will also organize and coordinate some of the events. Now I think, David, is your turn from Text4.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mercedes. Well, it is an absolutely pleasure to be here, as Mercedes were saying. We have the background, like we were looking all the projects that you have in your hands, and it is amazing. No words. I think that there are a lot of future inside of this acceleration program, and day by day you will be opening like all your partners and all the things that we have preparing for you. So thank you very much for being here to everybody, and you have like opened our doors. What are the doors of Text4? Well, we are the main textile industrial association here in Spain regarding with manufacturing. We represent like spinners, weavers, dyeing and finishing facilities. So we have a lot of industrial knowledge and technical knowledge, and well, like, more than 400 members in all Spain, and we have like different like our members has like different even business areas, like not only fashion, home textiles, automotive, and other technical and industrial applications, and as I was telling to you, like different production units. Our experience, like we are nowadays working in 3 pillars. One is be close of like representativity tasks regarding with European Union and Spanish government. Other one, moving a lot of different European programs. And third one, helping our associates. And in different levels, as I was talking before, like we have like some area of promotion and internationalization, other one related with research and developing, me that I am the person of the head of sustainability, and other areas to try to help as much as possible our manufacturers. What we in the first part, what we will do like for the project to try to help you, well, we have some special courses, really technical ones, regarding with sustainability and circularity, internationalization, and giving background about what is happening in the European Union level with the new regulation. Later, we will try to create some kind of networking with the manufacturers. We have some part of coordinator too, and mentorship regarding to help you in this technical expertise that we were saying, and opening all the opportunities that will be close of us. Our general director is Marta Castells, and we will have other persons in this project as me, like trying to help you, like most that are today in this call too, and they have like a huge experience in textile sector and knowledge regarding many things related with the textile sector. So thank you very much, and I will give the floor to the people from Finova. As I was telling to you, I am yours, and it is an absolutely pleasure to be here.
Thank you very much, David. We will give the floor to our General Director, Juan Manuel Revuelta, from Finova Foundation.
Juan Manuel, you are on mute.
Yes. Now, okay. Good afternoon from Brussels, and congratulations, all of the companies, all the owners of that wonderful ideas in the field of social innovation and also in the field of circular economy for textile. I'm the General Director of Fundación Finova, a Belgian foundation, and our specialization is in the field of accelerating ideas through participation in European Union funding, also in defining new business model and in the field of fighting against legal barriers, legal and administrative barriers. We try to work in methodologies of public-private partnership. Fundación Finova has also subsidiaries in different provinces and regions in Spain, but our headquarters is in Brussels. Allow me just to explain very briefly that now we have an open call from Horizon Europe for talent, patent, innovative companies that finance innovative companies up to $2.5 million as a subsidy for going into the international market. And I'm finishing explaining that there is a practical live call. Live is the main, we are in the 30th anniversary, and we are talking of the main financial tool from the European Commission, DG Environment. We are talking of the of around 5,300 million euros. And then if you have a talent idea, and we could combine also social innovation ideas to share, finishing with that important European Social Fund in the umbrella of Next Generation. If some of you wants to come to Brussels to be accelerated, let's talk. We have different programs like Erasmus Entrepreneurship. Thank you very much and congratulations. And now we have to implement and to accelerate your intelligent and smart ideas. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Juan Manuel. So let me give the floor now to our next partner, the Circular Project, and Paloma. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Natalia. I'm Paloma. I'm the founder of the Circular Project. For me, today is a dream come true. Aina combines that the solution to the problems we face as society will come from local work in global collaboration. And that is what I have been working all these years. I would like to show that networking and going back to the roots will give us a great solution to climate change. And that's what the Circular Project has been working all these years. The Circular Project was founded for myself 8 years ago in 2014, and is the first multi-brand space specialized in sustainable fashion and circular fashion in Madrid. And Caroline is the only one. It's a disruptive and holistic project around sustainable fashion, and becomes a catalyst of different projects that are working in the same way, in the same path of looking for solutions. And the Circular Project as well start to with new proposals at the Circular Project School, and as well I am the director of Circular Sustainable Fashion Week of Madrid, that wants to show a different society, eclectic and inclusive society that use the fashion as a tool to change the world. Well, is that this experience is that we want to share with all of you, support your project as we are working in the Circular Project, supporting emerging sustainable brands, making brand consulting in order to apply my own experience as a small project working in all of those years, and trying to impulse to buster all of your projects. My contribution to the program is a connection with a lot of organizations, national and international project ecosystem that we are in touch. And the Circular Sustainable Fashion Week Madrid is open to all of you in order to show your work. And well, trying to communicate and disseminate, as well as Natalia, all of your amazing work. So welcome to Circoax, and congratulations all of you for your proposal and your project. Thank you to all of you.
Thank you very much, Paloma.
Natalia, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Paloma, for your intervention. So we move forward to Humanation.
Hello.
Sharon,
yes,
the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, everyone. And yes, again, it's been a real honor to get this far, and we're very happy to be able to support you as much as possible. So our work here is really to try and offer a kind of alternative innovation advisory for what we call this kind of deep purpose transformation, because we face a very critical time in our society, as we know, and we are facing huge environmental and social challenges. So the idea that we have is we need to have a deep transformation and not just incremental innovation. So we try and combine the advances in science and technology through projects that also bring in the human and social and cultural and the governance aspects into it. So it's not just throwing technology at solving solutions, to the problems, because a lot of the problems we have is much deeper than what technology can actually solve. So we think that we need to have some personal transformation and organizational transformation that has to happen at a much deeper level to really be able to address some of the big challenges we're facing. And that includes human mindfulness, consciousness, and awareness of what's really happening in our planet and with one another and within ourselves. So we're trying to bring practices and people and enable a way of making these practices more common in innovation and in businesses. So our experience, what we've been investigating, or I've personally been working on with Sami, with Raquel, and people who are in the partners in the community, is try and bring deep purpose and regenerative business models, including a way of creating collective business ecosystems, so we don't have the traditional accelerators that only try to create unicorns that become monopolies or individualistic extractive organizations, but become collective ecosystems of what we call zebras. So the zebras, instead of unicorns movement, is a global movement. You can find them where we try and create collaborative organizations and, for example, distributive autonomous organizations that create different models. We apply whole system thinking, whole system design to try and solve problems that are interconnected. They are not isolated problems in silos. So we help companies develop strategies and consortium through European funded projects in collaboration with partners like Finova, like Soros Gabinete, to advance R&D and innovation through public funding and, where possible, also private funding. So really what we'd like to help you with is taking a look at your business models and plans from this triple balance point of view, looking at your organizational models and structures from a fourth sector, what we call purpose-driven, impact-driven organizations, stakeholder economy type organizations. So we can, or steward-owned companies, we can help you with looking at your business plan and pitch for funding, for application for proposals, working with Finova, and circularity analysis with the deeper look at the upstream issues in the circularity, not only the recycling of the waste once it's been created, but how to avoid the waste in the first place. And we want to look at also other cycles, not only the material cycles, but also social cycles, the carbon cycle, the financial cycles in the flows that we analyze in the circular economy. So we also have some workshops we have planned, which is based on, is inspired by Theory U of the Presencing Institute, which is the MIT Sloan School of Management work that looks at some deep transformation work in individual and group settings. So we can offer that also as a workshop if anybody wants to apply as optional courses. And that's what we'll be doing. And I'm very happy to, you know, first of all, whatever you need, we will be in contact through coaching and the expert, which will be the expertise that will be offered, which will be explained to you further on in the program. I'll now pass it on to Circolab. Biru, if you're there, or if Veronique or Biru.
No, Biru is not here, but I'm going to represent Circolab today. So
okay,
first, welcome. So first, warm welcome to everyone for this program, and congratulations also. So I will introduce Circolab. We are a strategy agency and a design studio dedicated to circular economy since 2012. So we have three main activities. First is training, second consulting, and design. So this is how we're gonna help you to imagine new services, maybe new products, or even industrial, like different industrial process for the circular economy. Our mission today is accelerate living ecosystem regeneration, which means improving resilience of companies, trying to be sober as possible in using resources, for example. To do that, we are adopting like a systemic approach, and we're gonna teach you that and explain you how is it. And also we implement a circular economy to optimize resources and using waste as resources, and trying also to just make the notion of waste disappear. And also to all that, we are using different tools as a circular canvas, also partner maps, and we're gonna like show you how to use it and to help you to create a new kind of business model, more regenerating. And your two coach are gonna be Véronique and Brieux. So Véronique Allaire is a specialist. She's a Circulab certified expert, and she specializes in the textile industry. And Brieux is the co-founder of Circulab. So yeah, that's all for me. And thank you to all.
Thank you very much, Marine. So we just finished with the panel with the presentations of our partners. As you can see, we have a lot to give you, and we are super proud to help you with the development of your ideas and projects. So we can move to the next panel, which is the presentation of the program, which is the most important thing that you are asking us today, probably. How it's going to be, what are you going to do? So let me give the floor to Sami and Mercedes, who will be giving you this overview of the program.
Thank you very much, Natalia. I would like, okay, thank you. I'm going to try to say my screen. Please, could you tell me if you hear me well? Because I have had many problems with my microphone those days. Can you hear me?
Mercedes, yes, yes.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
It is not the best, but it is okay to understand you.
Thank you. Okay, can you see my screen now, right?
Yes.
Thank you. Well, sorry, here. Well, I'm going to, together with Sami Kazemi from Human Nation, we are going to try to explain the most important things of the program. Even though you have already received a welcome back document with an introduction to the program, we would like to show you the objectives, the structure, and the components so that you understand as well as possible the program, and then you can ask questions, all the questions that you have, and we will be glad to answer you. Well, first of all, I'm sorry. First of all, as you already know, the Circoax program has been designed with a duration of 8 months from today until mid-November, and includes 2 types of support. On the one hand, financial support up to 12,000 euros per project, and on the other hand, technical support, which includes courses, events, expert and coaching sessions, as we will see later. It has been designed to, on the one hand, to respond to the existing needs and gaps of the fashion and textile industry, and on the other hand, to answer your needs, the specific needs of the 30 selected SMEs that you can see on the screen. I'm going to name all of you as official recognition and congratulations again to all of you. So from the area of designers and makers, we have GBBX, Smart Equestrian Boots, Brave Fashion, Delayed Wear, Fast to See Design, Infinite Athletic, BG, Reshape Now, Balup, Julia G. Escriban, Hemper Handmade, Piratex Musa, Endless Garments, and Newex. From industrial and the area of industrial and manufacturers, we have SDE, Home Linen, Leather Circle, Agrigaya, Ilaturas Rubio, Pigmentalia, Ribati, Reform Wood, and from the area of education and training, Moda Re, Reawaken, FGHR, and finally from the area of communication and platform, we have Uptrade, CEOS, RSF, Verification and Community, ZW Docker, and the cycle by samples. You can clap your hands if you want, although the digital format complicates these kind of things. But well, anyway, congratulations to all of you one more time. And well, now I'm going to show you the objectives and the program structure. But before, I would like to show you very quickly some of the facts that inspired and led us to the creation of this program. You can see here some of the challenges, such as the model of textile production and consumption, such as the high pollution, the fast consumption, the low textile recycle rates, or the social inequalities. All of them show, as you know, that we have to change this model. We cannot continue with it, and therefore, change is necessary, and this is what inspires the objective of the Circoax program, which are the ones that you can see on the screen. First, our first objective is to facilitate the access to finance and grants through the financial support of this project, as well as through the courses and expert sessions about finance and funding that you have access to. Second, to compete with the fast fashion market. Third, to facilitate the access to sustainable and circular fashion shows and markets through our events. Fourth, to contribute to the creation of consumer awareness and conscious behavior. Fifth, to give access to circular design tools and materials. And finally, to establish full supply chain transparency from farm to fabric and to fashion. As well as the objective, I told you that I was going to talk about the program structure. We have created a seasonal calendar for month of spring from today to July 15, 1 month and a half of summer until September 1st, and finally 2.5 months of autumn until mid-November. And based on that, we have created a program structure that my colleague Sami is going to explain to you now. Sami, I let you share your screen now.
Thank you, Mercedes. Thank you. Yeah, I'm coming in.
Very welcome.
Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm Sami, as Mercedes and Sharon have already introduced me. I'm from the partner Human Nation. So talking about the components of the program here, as you know, and you have received already the introduction to the program, you know that we decided for the program not to be very monotone, and we tried to create some diversions in different categories that we're going to present to you. So we decided on having 3 main components, which are mandatory courses. We will talk about that, why they became mandatory. I will explain to you in a bit. We offering one-on-one technical sessions, that these sessions, they fall into 2 categories of one-on-one coaching sessions and one-on-one expert sessions. And the 3rd category, it's optional courses and events. I'm going to explain to you in details one after the other. So here's the chart of, if you want to have a visualization of the program, you can see the 3 main components. I start with the mandatory courses. In the mandatory courses, we came up with 9 thematics areas that we decided to make the classes and the courses on. How did we choose these thematics? Was in a two-way process. The first was based on the expertise of the program. They already knew the challenges and the pitfalls of the fashion and textile industry. So we already knew which areas we want to touch on. And on the other hand, during the proposal, reviewing and evaluating your proposals, and also during the interviews we had with you, we asked about your expectations on the program, and we got more closer and more familiar with your needs and expectations on the program. So this is how we came up with these thematics. And this is exactly why we decided that these thematics will be mandatory. So your presence during the course on those courses that you will have a schedule with your coaches later on is mandatory, and you need to attend those courses. It is good for you because it is exactly where you needed the most attention. Another component is the technical sessions. We are offering you coach sessions, one-on-one coaching sessions, and one-on-one expert sessions. The difference is, I explained to you, coaches are your buddies during the whole program. Coaches, they take you in together, hand in hand. You will be walking. They will be walking you through the program. They are your counselors. They are also the coaches. Some of the coaches are experts as well. So they are familiar and expert. They have background expertise and deep practical experience in certain areas of fashion and textile, or business, circular businesses, or it could be the policy, any of the topics that we are offering, the course is offering. And you will be working very closely with the coaches. Coaches will monitor your performance during the program from the day that you come in, which is today, and throughout the program. You have any concerns, you have any requirements, anything happens during the program, they are the point of contact with you. Coaches will define with you your schedule during the program, as well as the pain points that you have, the areas that you need to work on, and they will associate an expert into those particular areas that you need guidance and advice. Going back to the mandatory courses, as you see the thematics, and you all have been assigned to certain areas, certain courses that you need to attend. Tomorrow you will have your first session with the coaches. So you have already received the emails, you know who your coaches are, and from there you will take it on, and you will be introduced to the program through your coaches. And the third part of the program component is the events and the optional courses. Events are very important. They are one of the main key areas of the program that it was very important for us from the very first day to create and introduce to you events that will enable you to do networking, to find key players of the industry or designers or any subject areas that you couldn't on your own to have access to. We try to bring those connections and network to you, so it's going to enhance your outreach, and hopefully it's going to answer your needs in the future. One of those events is Sustainable and Circular Fashion Week Madrid and the Green Week, which are the highlights of the events. We have already decided for several events, and one of the events as well is to familiarize you with the successful entrepreneurs and to hear the success stories, so you can learn from them and hear from the people who have already succeeded, and they are leading on the circular innovation in the fashion and textile industry. Optional courses, there are additional courses that will explain and will familiarize you with the emerging trends of the market, emerging subjects of the market. They are not compulsory for you to attend. It's up to you if you want to attend or not. But we always encourage you to participate in these optional courses as well. These are the 9 thematics as explained before. We have the circular business leadership, sustainable and circular fashion and design, fashion and textile design, technical product development, policy and regulations, sales and marketing, communication, branding, finance and fundings, as well as digitalization. Now, speaking of the program deliverables, as I mentioned, for the mandatory courses, you need full attendance. We encourage you to attend. Coaches will monitor your attendance in those courses. If there is any issues, we ask you to communicate earlier in advance with your coaches, so they are already aware of why you cannot attend any course. And during the program, you would need to hand in 2 reports. One report is a technical report that on the 6th month of the program, which is September 15th, you need to submit this report in order to as well receive your payment, a 30% interim payment. The second report that we are expecting from you is the final implementation technical report, which is going to happen on the 8th month of the program, but we gave you 30 days after the program, so you still have 30 days to finish your report and hand it in. And in that time, you are eligible to receive the remaining 40% of the final payment. Now on to the technical sessions and the, as mentioned before, one-on-one technical sessions. We have the coaching sessions, as I explained before, that's how it's going to be done. And tomorrow you will have your first session with the coaches. The expert sessions are coordinated by the coaches and yourselves. So the coach is coordinating the scheduling of the sessions, but with you, the coaches will decide, okay, this is the topic, this is the area, and we're going to work with mentor X or expert X, and they will assign that expert, and you will decide on this scheduling that is going to work with you. And you will have enough number of, you have already dedicated 18 experts on during the program, so you will have ample amount of experts in diverse range of subject areas that you can work on. The good thing about these one-on-one sessions is that they are private, so you have a dedicated time for you and the expert to dig down deep into the pain points of the project that you have. In difference to the mandatory courses, because mandatory courses are group courses. I need to mention this. So mandatory courses will be done in groups. And the difference with the one-on-one technical sessions is that one-on-one technical sessions will be just you and the expert. And sometimes your coach, because the coaches, some of the coaches are the experts. So they know how to resolve the issue with you. And then we have the optional courses and events, as mentioned before. We will announce as we go the optional courses available throughout the program. We will give you in advance and a schedule in advance. So if you want to attend those optional courses. And then on the events, as said before, we have very interesting events, and which is going to be highly beneficial for you to attend. Yes, so talking about the structure of and the components in regards to the structure and components of the program, we decided not to have to distribute the components in each semester. So the mandatory courses, one-on-one technical sessions, and optional courses and events will only happen during the spring and autumn semesters. And during summer, we decided for you to slow down, reflect, and you might have some homeworks to be done. So yes, so this summer is going to be good. Now, if we open the Q&A panel, so if you have any questions, please raise your hand and we can answer your questions. Otherwise, you can just type it into the chat box.
I I would like also to add that this afternoon or tomorrow morning, at the latest, we are going to share with you some folders on the drive with all the information that you are going to need during the program.
Mm-hmm.
I think
I had a
yes.
question, maybe maybe it's a question that helps others as well. So with the mandatory courses, my understanding is that the coaches work with the companies to understand what their needs are and only attend the mandatory courses that they see fit based on the selection of the courses available. Is that how we will help them, or do they have to attend every single course? I'm asking because I think it's a useful question to clarify.
You mean the mandatory courses, Sarah? Sorry, I didn't.
I'm asking if the mandatory courses are courses that will be designed with the coaches. So there's a selection of mandatory courses, and working with the coaches, we will work out for each company which are the mandatory courses that they should attend, right?
Yes, as all of you have in the welcome pack that you have received, is the role of the coach to review your need and your objective. And from there, the coach will create and adjust an individualized schedule for each of you with the mandatory courses that you need, and also your coaching session. So you will have an individualized schedule according to your needs.
Okay, Mercedes and Sami, we have a couple of questions in the chat. So Olga Gutierrez is asking, is it possible that a different person for the team attends the mandatory courses?
So yes, the lead, we encourage the partners to attend as well, but what we count as the attendance is going to be the lead person that you have already assigned in the proposal you have introduced to us. So we expect that person to be attending. Of course, the partners are always welcome. Other team members are always welcome to attend, but counting on to directly answer your question, yes, we need the leader of the project to be there.
Thank you, Sami. There's another one. How many hours of coaching and expert sessions are we getting from the program?
It's a very good question. Yes. Go ahead, Mercedes. Yeah.
Well, regarding the coaching sessions, you will have 14 sessions per each SME. The duration is 1 hour, more or less 1 hour each session. And regarding, I would like also to add that the coaching sessions will take place every 2 weeks, except during summer. Every 2 weeks, you will have 1 hour for the coaching session. And regarding the expert sessions, the amount of session and the periodicity, it depends. It will be organized and coordinated by your coach according to your needs. And it would be the coach who will contact the different experts and schedule for you a session. So it depends. Regarding the coaching session, it depends on your needs.
I just add that so far we have already put together a baseline schedule for you. Tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, when you're having your one-on-one session with your coaches, you will go through that schedule. They will show you how many hours of mandatory courses you're going to be doing and in which areas. And then you will agree that if in case you need additional courses, then you will add, but you cannot, unfortunately, you cannot reduce because this is the baseline. This is the minimum that you need to do based on the evaluation that was done and based on your interviews and proposals. So we decided that this is the baseline, the fixed schedule, but on top of that, you can build additional courses if you decide with your coach tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. Yes.
Thank you.
Can I just add something? I think from what I understand is it's important to remember that the reason we're doing this is because of an application, of course, you sent with your proposal to do the project. And that project was in partnership with the partner you chose. So the main purpose is to help you. Of course, I mean, this whole thing is to help you advance that project as much as possible. So if we can, based on the idea of the coaching session, the first coaching session tomorrow is that we revisit that proposal. And it's possible that in the past few months, there's been some changes and some slight modifications. But in general, we have to look at the budget that you set and the activities you actually want to do in the next 8 months and sit together, and each coach will make that plan. And that plan includes the courses and the expertise you need and everything. So the idea is to help you, but understanding that we also have to report back on attendance and justification of the commitment that you made to the program. So that's why everybody's committed together here. We are as committed as you are, and we have to work together to make this project happen. Yeah, so that's.
Thank you very much, Sharam. So there's a question on budget. We will come back to you with these questions as Adrián Noeda, who is in charge of the administrative and financial part of the project, will answer your question on the 30%. Isabel, could we get the planning of the mandatory courses in the coming days?
Yes, well, as Sami said before, you will receive the schedule of the mandatory courses so that you can see that they are organized every 2 weeks, and you can see them from this afternoon or tomorrow morning when we will share with you the folders on the drive.
Thank you, Mercedes. Now we have Clever. Is it possible to change the lead contact?
I can answer that. As long as the lead contact is from the project leader, is the lead SME, yes, you can change, but you need to notify us the name, email, and the phone number. So we would recognize the new member as the lead. Yes, you can do that.
Sorry, can I just add also, because we have to have somebody that's senior enough level, of course. Yeah, I mean, that's something that I think goes without saying, you know, that the person in charge of the project is somebody who is influential and senior enough to make decisions about the activities and can also make sure that it happens, you know, so that's just something to bear in mind.
Okay, there's a question also, will you add a partner to the communication emails? I asked for that some weeks ago. Yeah, sure, Julia, we will add your partner to the communication. We can just have an Excel. Well, you will see the folder and the way that we are going to have our internal communication in my presentation. And yeah, we will add your partners as well in this communication. Then we have a question on nanotextile. Well, how would you describe a zebra, Sharam? This is a very interesting question.
Yeah, I think, I mean, one of the ideas is that in the past, a zebra is the animal, you know, with the stripes. No, I think in the last few years, you know, we had the companies have been very individualistic focused, you know, based on the competitive kind of mindset where everybody competes to eat the other one or get more market share and become, and that comes from a kind of, let's say, a more militaristic, let's say, corporate model where everybody competes for share. But whereas we try to promote the more collaborative business, especially with SMEs, I think the idea is how can we collaborate together to build communities of businesses that actually create win-win opportunities and exchange value. So business, the idea of business originally is to create something valuable that somebody else needs and for the others to receive that value and exchange something back, you know. So it's supposed to be an amicable and pleasant experience, although in reality, you know, things don't have always work like that, as we know. So the idea with the zebra is really to create accelerators that help companies work together to create these, in line with also the European Commission policies, is to create clusters and networks where companies, especially SMEs, work together, but also with public organizations, with institutions in a more collaborative way, and not so much like the old accelerators that want to create a high growth unicorn where the only winners are really, the main winners are the shareholders of institutional investors and funds that want to maximize benefits for the shareholders. So this is the general, let's say, philosophy behind the zebras versus the unicorns movement that's happening at the moment. You know.
Okay, so I think, yeah, as I mentioned, product design, your question is going to be to come back afterwards with Adrian's intervention on the budget and everything that has to be with the financial and administrative part.
Well, sorry, Natalia. So Prolog is asking, as he has asked twice about this question, is just that yes, you are going to receive the 30% at the beginning. You will receive it during the next 30 days, probably a bit less, but you could expect that in the following weeks you will receive all of you will receive the 30%.
Thank you, Adrian. Okay, so do we have more questions or someone?
If I may, before we go to Adrian's part, I just explain this again, that the way that the calendar has been designed is that 1 week you will have the courses, the mandatory courses, and on the second week you can have your coaching sessions. So we try to do that in order not to fully load you with a lot of mandatory courses in 1 week. So 1 week you do the courses, next week you have time to reflect, to go deeper into it, and speak with your coaches, do the coaching session, and find the expert, relevant expert for you to work on that particular areas that you need. Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Sami. So if there are not more questions on this, on the program, we can move to communication. Okay, so there you go. So I will start. You're welcome. So I will start to share my screen with you. Can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Okay. So, yeah, so as I mentioned at the beginning, communication is also a very important part of this project of Circoax in general, because we are trying to create this sense of community, this sense of identity, and all of you need to feel part of this. So we just plan, I don't know why it is. What is happening here?
We are seeing your screen, but not the presentation, just the presentation and some other parts of your screen.
Okay. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, now perfect.
Okay, great. So, so yeah, communication is a very important of your part of this program. So as you have seen, we have come up with this hashtag of the Circoax 30, which is gonna be the way to categorize our project and the community that we are building together with this program. So it is very important that we coordinate, that we have things in common, that we have a plan also in communication during the program. I know that each one of you have an entity and also a communication plan and a strategy. So you can apply it as well to this, this communication of the program. But the most important thing that you need to cover in the communication of this program is, for instance, what is covered in the manual when it comes to the logos. When you're going to talk about the program, the Circoax itself, it is mandatory. It is very important that you use the logo of Circoax with the European Union flag. And this legible, this readable tag that is a project funded by the European Union. This is going to give you also a very strong and impactful communication, because this is what is going to be the European identity of this program. So we basically, I basically create this presentation with a sort of to-do list for you from now on the communication aspect. So first of all, the most important is to read the manual, the communication manual that you received yesterday. You have the index with every single part of what is the corporate communication of the Circoax in general, and also how you can put it on your own communication. So I recommend you to read it and also to learn about some things if you are not implementing them on your projects or on your entities. Then we have for you, well, on the to-do list is also that you need to use the communication toolkits of Circom, as I mentioned before. So I don't know if I can you see my screen now? Yeah, can you see my, there you go. Can you see this website, the OneDrive?
Yes, we can.
So this is the Circom folder. Please, if you cannot go inside the Circom folder, you can send us an email to give you access, because here you will have the whole communication toolkits and everything you need to communicate to this coordinated communication of the program. So even here you have the communication, the communication package. You have also the program introduction. You have the summary. You have also the gift vouchers that you have received yesterday. And you will have a very important part here, which is the social networks folder. Here, we have created an Excel. In this Excel, you will find all the projects, all your projects, and we need you to fulfill with your accounts. Why? Because we recommend that all the communication is coordinated, that we tag ourselves, that the more that we get involved in this program and in all the activities, we are more like a family. So that this identity is also on your social networks. I don't know, I know that some of you have your own social networks. And I know that some of you probably are asking yourself if you have to create a Twitter or a Facebook or Instagram account. So in this case, it depends on how far you will go with your project with us. with this program. If you want to go far and see an afterlife of this, which is of course the main objective, is very recommended that you have your own communication social networks of the project within the program. So coming back to the presentation, let me see here. Coming back to the presentation, please use this Circoax folder with every single tool that you have at your disposal, with all the codes and how to use the panel of colors that you have also there. And start creating as well your own communication plan and your strategies, objectives, your which is going to be the target audience, which is going to be your KPIs of each communication objective. So try to plan from now on how it's going to be your communication. Also, as Sami mentions, it is very important that you take part in events and dissemination activities, because you have this, let's say this framework, this European framework, and also this important excuse, let's say an excuse to communicate and to have more impactful communication messages. So we highly recommend you to attend to these meetings that we are organizing, these events we are organizing, and all the dissemination activities. And you can communicate on them and also try to reach a broader audience. Also, what are you gonna communicate on? So we want you to write about your achievements, of course, on each of the courses, the mandatory courses. We want you to learn about, to write about your outcomes. What have you learned? Of course, the learning process, but also the newsworthy information is important. Like, for instance, what is happening now with Ukraine, you know, just to mention an example. So which are your initiatives as well with this situation? Try to come up with very social important things, or try to make this program to also yours, and try to communicate current information with it. Like, for instance, the Commission is implementing this and that. This is very interesting information for us, and also we can share it. We are creating this community, so it is in our best interest that all of us are together in this and create this identity. Also, well, quotes, curiosities, you can communicate on all of this. And also, I forgot to mention, which is very important, that we have there are some principles for sustainable fashion communication. I have had this document on the Circoax folder, so you can find how you can make your communication more accurate on what is happening now in fashion and communication. Actually, this is a document that the United Nations sent to us, which is very interesting for you. I think that it is useful material on how do you have to communicate and try to be as precise and also catch your audience. Also, well, I would like to mention something which is important, and is the Next Textile Generation website that we have. The Next Textile Generation, I don't know if some of you are familiar with this cluster that we have with all the COSME projects that are also in this call of the fashion and circular textiles. So this is a very interesting tool where you can find a lot of goals and also everything that is happening in the project and other cosmic projects. This is super interesting. You can also send material to publish here. The idea is to, if you want to share something, feel free to send us this information and we can share it here in this cluster of next textile generation that we have created with all the cosmic projects. Well, and as I mentioned, just to end up a bit this presentation, it is very important that you try to come up with initiatives, be creative, be also create your own image, your own identity, but also try to make your messages very straightforward with the reality that is happening today. So try to come up with some initiatives with interesting data on this on fashion and textiles. And I think that well, when it comes to the internal communication also, you can send us an email, you can send us whatever you may need if you have doubts on something or whatever. I am at your disposal for whatever you may need. Yeah.
Natalia, who will be the next to take the floor? Sorry.
Yeah, perfect. I think that what we have, well, we go to Adrian.
Okay,
with
you.
The financial and administrative part.
You're still sharing the screen, I think, Natalia. Thank you. So I'm going to be quick because, of course, I'm going to share a moment my screen. As I said, I will be quite quick. So because it's been a very long time, and of course, if you have any doubt, you could contact us or your coach and everything related to the administrative and financing. I know it's important because you all want to receive the money as soon as possible, and it's really the most important here in the program. So just for you to know, as we were saying before, that you will receive the 30% in the following weeks from the grant agreements will be sent to you in the following days, signed by the leader, and the payment will be done in the following weeks to your account. Okay, as Sami was telling you before in the presentation, you will have to present an interim report in the month 6, and at the end of the project, you will have another report. In this report, you will also present the invoices and the financial justification of the expenses that you carried out. And then after you present the invoices and everything, you will get the second payment. And after you present all the invoices of the 12,000 euros, you will get the balance at the end of the project. Of course, we will send templates for the reports, for the timesheets, for the justification. We will send you documents before the date. Okay. Just for you to know, so you could start organizing for justification of the cost. First, for the personal cost, maybe for most of you are the most important because it's the biggest item in your budgets. If it's for your employees, you will have to present a timesheet. This means that you will have to justify the number of hours work on this project over the number of hours that this employee works. For example, if If he or she works 8 hours per day and he or she spends 2 hours working on this project, you will have to sign a timesheet for every day during each month to justify that the cost that you are justifying with this person, it's according to the work done. So you will also have to submit the payroll and the receipt of the payment of this payroll. If, for example, you don't have employees, but you have freelancers, self-employed, and you pay them with invoices, this is also valid for personal cost. You will have to submit the timesheet with the hours work on the project, the invoice, and the receipt of the payment. And last, if you are the owner of, you are self-employed, that it's owner of yourself, of course, because you receive the money as a self-employed, then you don't have to issue any invoice, because of course it's your account, and you only need to submit timesheets in this case. Okay. For the other costs will be a bit easier. Of course, you always have to submit to submit invoices for everything, and the payment of those invoices.
Full screen, Adrian. They're asking to see it a bit bigger.
Okay, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Okay, no, I want to put it big. I don't know how to do it.
In the bottom, there's a picture of a next to the minus sign, the one next to the minus, down, down, down.
You can press F5.
Yeah.
Oh,
thank you.
That's easier. Thank
yeah,
you.
very much easier.
Good old F5. Yeah. Okay.
As I was saying, for the invoices with payments of these invoices, for the subcontracting, the same. But of course, you will need to justify a little bit which subcontracting are. So why do you select this subcontractor? If it's for his quality, because it's the best price, etc. For the equipment, it's important because not most of you doesn't have equipment in your budget, but some of you does. So it is important that the only cost that is selectable is the depreciation cost of the equipment. For example, if you add a laptop, it costs 1,000 euros for 3 years. So you only get back the cost of 8 months of the project. That is the duration of this project. For the traveling cost, you will have, of course, to submit all the receipts, all the tickets, the hotel, the food that you eat, everything, the trains, the flights. You will have we will send you templates, but you will have to present a summary of all the expenses. And if it's an employee of your company, you will have to pay them all these expenses, or if it's a company card, then only with the receipts and the summary of expenses. Also, regarding your partner, it is important to say that the lead SME is the one in charge of all the financing. So you will receive the money. You will have to be the one that justifies all the money, and then for you will transfer the part of your money to your partner if it's the case. Okay, so the lead SME is the one who has to do all the administrative work. Of course, your budget could be modified, as some of you and I have talked before. The budget that you submitted, it was more or less, but there is cases, for example, that the materials, you don't know exactly the price. So you for example, added 300 euros in material, but then the price increased and you spend 300 euros instead of 200. So of course, this allowed any kind of modification. If it's a small modification, non-significant, you could do it without problem. Of course, at the end of the report, you will have to explain a bit the modifications that you added, but it's not a problem. But in case that there is a significant modification, for example, I want to move 3,000 euros because I want to buy another equipment that I was not expecting. If that's the case, you will have to first contact us, and the new budget will have to be approved You cannot totally change the budget that you had and spend it in other things without the previous acceptance by the consortium. And that's all. Any doubt that you have, you can contact me, and of course we will send you in the following weeks also the templates of the timesheets that you need to fill in, and the template of everything that you will have to keep filling in for the months. You don't have to worry for now because you need to, until the 6 months, you don't have to do anything. But of course, I recommend you to start from the beginning, to have everything under control, everything organized, because in September, you will need to submit all the expenses. So I recommend you to start from the beginning to have everything organized. Okay, thank you. So if you have any doubt, as I was telling you before, you can write here or write by email later.
Yes, there are some questions in the chat, Adrian, for you.
Okay. Okay, I see them. Okay, they are asking we can use our own timesheet templates as we are currently doing, or is it mandatory? We have to use our template because there will be quite similar to yours, so it won't be any kind of issue. Or even if you are using your own templates, it's okay. You only have to add the logo of the program and so on. So we will see your templates and we will tell you if it's okay. Okay, just we'll review your templates, but you could use both of them. It's okay. Questions?
The next one from Ivan.
Okay, full screen.
Does it apply
yes,
for subcontractors?
Best value for money, of course. This is what I was trying to explain. That you need to justify the best value for money, or because it's the only contractor, or it's the best quality. But usually, the best value for money is the main principle for the subcontracting. Okay.
Then from Julia Ferrer, below you can see.
Okay, Sarah, I know Sarah answered already the question. But transfer anything to our partner because they will take care of it. Of course, to transfer to your partner, this is a grant that you receive, and in theory, you could transfer them the money as a grant, but it kind of depends of how we will manage or your partner will manage. It's okay to make an invoice to them. They make an invoice to you. You could do it like this. It's okay. No, there won't be any problem with that. They could invoice you the cost of the work that they do. Yes.
So
yep.
just to
the thing I mean here is that because my partner is taking care of the production stuff, so the thing here is that she will take care of that and the costs of the production. So she will make the invoice and she will be like the final, the subcontractor. I mean, so
they will be your subcontractor. So you will pay them. You mean?
Okay, so this is the invoice that you will need for the expenses at the end of the.
But,
okay.
I think, Adrian, we also need the justification of the costs of the subcontractor in this case, because the invoice is something internal between you, which is fine, but because it's a partner and it's not a third party, somebody outside, we would need to have a justification of how they spend the money, like whether they bought material, then they have invoices for that, because they're a partner in the consortium that you built,
There is a difference in if it's a normal subcontractor that you just pay and that's all. If it's your partner, as we discussed in the budget, the partner needs to describe in what they are spending the money. It's not just an invoice, as Sarah was saying. They also need to justify in what they are spending that money that you are giving them.
Yeah, but if they are doing me like an invoice with everything specified, then it's fine. Or do we have to have other invoices for third parties? I don't know. If she takes care of production, there will be the printing house and everything else, you know?
Yeah, we need those invoices of the partner because they are a partner of the project. They're not just a subcontractor that offers the service.
Okay.
You know, but if they're just spending time, as Adrián is saying, the timesheet is enough. You know, if they're spending their own time, let's say, if that's been agreed in the budget, that they're going to put their expertise, let's say, for designing something, or they're putting their own personnel, right? Is that in line with your understanding, Adrián, as well?
No, yes, of course. If it's only the personnel of your partner, no, there won't be any problem. If they are paying, for example, the printer, as you were saying, you also have to submit the invoice of them.
Okay. Okay, so this is just for clarifying. Also, you said that we can do it like a grant to send it to my partner as a grant. So for this case, do we need to make an invoice or not? Because I'm not sure of how it works, especially here in Spain. I don't know if every different country works different, but this is an important thing because if we transfer money without an invoice or anything, and then the government says something because of that. So I think that this is important to clarify for everyone.
Of course, that depends. Well, I think we could discuss this if you want after the meeting. This is case by case. Usually, it is a grant that you receive if you, for example, give that grant to your partner. It depends of it, how do you manage with your country, how do you manage with the government, the taxes, of course, but because if you issue an invoice, or they will have also to pay VAT, and of course this is a grant, and then when you send to your partner the money, you are paying VAT 2 times. So it's something that you will have to discuss, and we'll have to see it with your depending of your country, or depending on how do you plan to manage your.
I think in that case, it's best that you, for example, pay for the printer directly with your own, let's say, bank account transfer, and the partner only has to justify their cost as the personnel, you know, that they have to justify. Then you make the payments because you're the one that has the money and collecting the invoices.
Okay, thank you very much.
But anyway, Julia, we could talk more about this in another meeting if you want.
Thank you.
And there are 2 more questions, Adrián, from Cassandra.
Yes, can we pay yourself? Of course, you could pay yourself if, for example, if you are an employee of a company, or even if you are a freelancer, you could pay yourself with invoice. Or if you are your own partner, for example, if you are a freelancer and you apply to this project as a freelancer, you receive your money in your own account, so you only have to submit the timesheet. But of course, all the time that you use in Circoax is eligible to recover the money with time. So it's okay.
There is another question, I think, from Cassandra.
Regarding to meet in person, well, I don't know if someone knows, but it's probably that we could meet in person, but probably not all of us will be able to meet because of travel restrictions and so on. But there won't be any mandatory meeting, but could be some optative meeting that you could attend.
The one that we are sure of is the Circular and Sustainable Fashion Week Madrid. Hopefully there will not be any restrictions by then, so we can all gather there and meet in person. but for the time being is only that event that we already have.
I think that the last one also we have considered, which is the final ceremony that we planned in Brussels for presenting the project results to the commission and to kind of celebrate in Brussels the results. And in that, we would invite the entrepreneurs that want to attend that ceremony, you know, and if they wanted to be there, I think that's one of the options that we are considering. But again, it depends on the travel restrictions. And generally speaking, we try to minimize the carbon footprint, and that was one of the decisions of not having lots of people traveling around, you know, and flying, of course.
Paloma, they're asking about when is the fashion week.
Yeah, well, there will be an event around the Circular Sustainable Fashion Week where all the projects can show in an elevator pitch the projects, and it's probably the last week of April during the Circular Sustainable Fashion Week Madrid, as well as the continuous of Fashion Revolution Week. You know, Fashion Revolution is making all the Aprils a lot of events, and we are preparing a meeting with all the project of Circoax project that can show in a exclusive event just for the Circoax that can show your project. Probably it is the 28th of April, but we have to confirm this date, okay? It's not the definitive date.
And all the week, it will start 20 April, Paloma, I think, and it will finish at the beginning of May.
Yes, it's from 20 of April. At the end is the 30th of April with the catwalk 17, the catwalk of the Sustainable Development Goals, and it will be in Pinto in Madrid, in a very beautiful park, and some of you are going to participate, as I know. So you, all of you are invited, and we are when we have closed all the schedule, I'm going to send all of you, because if you want to participate in some conference or some catwalks, you are invited.
You will see. Sorry, you will also see the Circular Sustainable Fashion Week in the calendar of the optional courses and events that you will find in your folder on the drive. That, as I said, you will have access this afternoon, probably this afternoon, and if not, tomorrow morning.
And we will also send reminders, like with our communication, well, by email and also newsletter. So you will have all the information.
And Natalia, maybe another opportunities to meet each other, like in physical way, like during all the process of the acceleration program, all the opportunities that we can find that could be good for you, even our events or new vouchers or whatever, we are gonna share with you. So in this case, a lot of opportunities to see each other will appear somehow.
Yes, of course. We are going to make a very big effort to try to meet you in person and also try to do something together. And I think that Sharam is also, he also agrees in the fact that we are creating this community, and we need to, of course, we are going to meet each other for sure.
something important that we didn't say till now is like being proactive with us. If you feel that there are something that we can do, or that you need or whatever, please share with us, like to try to reach the accelerator program and to try to combine this ecosystem that Natalia was speaking about now. And from us, it would be a pleasure to try to help you as much as possible.
Yes, and just speaking about that, you have as well one part on the website dedicated to your project. So we have asked already for the visibility materials, and we will let you know when everything is on the website of Circoax. But you have also Next Generation website to publish things if you want to share something. The idea is to share information. So this is very important.
Just to add another note, sorry for the friend, just to add this note that not part of the program, but spontaneously we might come up with some events during the program that they're not necessarily part of the program, but we appreciate if you want to participate. So we're gonna share with you as we go. And as it comes, and we're going to share with you, and you're always welcome. It could be different subject areas and different topics and different kinds of events. Yes, we will be sharing with you and the community.
Yeah.
So, okay, if there's no more questions, we are closing the event. We are very, very happy with this project. We are very excited. But that's all for now. Our journey together starts today. I'm sure that the experience will be fantastic, and at the end of this program, we will have enjoyed it because you are a fantastic pool of companies. So it's we're sure about it. We're going to start, and in the process we will solve all the doubts that you may have. That's all. Thank you very much. I hope we will see you soon, and that's all. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
See you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank you. Goodbye. Nice to meet you all.
Bye. Thank you very much. Nice to meet you.
Bye. See you. Thank you.